India's contemplation over acquiring the Russian Su-57 fifth-generation fighter jet is not a straightforward procurement issue but a multifaceted strategic calculation involving numerous interrelated factors that have evolved over many years. The Su-57, Russia's most advanced fighter, represents a leap in aerospace technology with stealth features, supercruise capability, advanced avionics, and multirole flexibility. However, for India, deciding to purchase or co-produce this aircraft involves an assessment of far more than just raw capabilities. It requires weighing developmental maturity, operational readiness, industrial independence, geopolitical implications, and future sustainability. India's initial engagement with the Su-57 platform began through the joint FGFA, fifth-generation fighter aircraft program. This collaborative project between Russia and India, initiated in the early 2010s, was designed to produce a fighter based on the Su-57 airframe but customized to Indian needs. The program included plans for extensive technology sharing and co-development, enabling India to participate actively in design, production, and eventual upgrades. The FGFA project also sought to embed Indian avionics, radar, weapons systems, and electronic warfare capabilities, reflecting India's ambition for a state-of-the-art, indigenous fifth-generation fighter that would strengthen its air combat edge. Despite high expectations, the FGFA project gradually ran into serious challenges. India's defense experts raised concerns regarding the Su-57's stealth effectiveness. Compared to other fifth-generation fighters globally, the Su-57's radar cross-section and infrared signature were seen as less optimal, potentially compromising survivability in contested airspace. Additionally, the aircraft's sensor fusion capabilities, the seamless integration of radar, infrared, electronic warfare, and other sensors into a unified situational picture, were found lacking. India also faced restrictions on software access, source code, and key system designs, limiting its ability to customize, upgrade, and maintain the fighter independently over its life cycle. Furthermore, the aircraft's engine technology was another critical concern. India sought an engine that would enable sustained supersonic flight without afterburner, supercruise, improved fuel efficiency, and high reliability, but the Su-57's engines, at that time, were still developmental, lacking the maturity necessary for dependable frontline service. These technical and operational issues, combined with disagreements on cost sharing and project timelines, led India to withdraw from the FGFA program around 2018. This decision underscored India's insistence on not compromising on performance standards or strategic autonomy. India preferred to focus on indigenous development efforts rather than relying on a platform that fell short of its requirements and imposed constraints on operational independence. Following India's exit, Russia continued developing and producing the Su-57 independently. The aircraft has been inducted in small numbers into the Russian Air Force but remains in an early production phase. The current fleet operates primarily with the first-generation Al-41F1 engine, which does not fully deliver on the aircraft's design promises such as sustained supercruise or optimal fuel economy. The more advanced second-stage engine, referred to as ISDELIA-30, is still under development and testing, which delays the Su-57's full operational capability. Moreover, the production rate of Su-57 jets has been limited, reflecting the technical complexity of manufacturing stealth aircraft and challenges in supply chains. Independent defense analysts and observers have highlighted ongoing problems in the Su-57's development, including inconsistent manufacturing quality, software glitches, avionics integration problems, and suboptimal radar cross-section management. These unresolved technical issues indicate the aircraft is still maturing and has not yet reached the level of reliability and operational effectiveness expected of frontline fifth-generation fighters in other leading air forces. The broader geopolitical context surrounding Russia further complicates matters. Since Russia's military involvement in Ukraine escalated, the country has faced sweeping international sanctions targeting its economy and defense industry. These sanctions have restricted access to critical components such as advanced microelectronics, precision tooling, and materials needed to build modern aircraft. They have also constrained financing and international cooperation opportunities, affecting production timelines and industrial sustainability. For India, relying on a supplier under such sanctions raises serious questions about the reliability of supply chains, the timeliness of delivery, and the availability of maintenance support and future upgrades. India's overarching defense philosophy strongly favors strategic autonomy, emphasizing the development and control of critical defense technologies domestically. This philosophy has gained greater prominence in recent years through national initiatives aimed at fostering indigenous defense production, innovation, and technological self-reliance. The indigenous fifth-generation fighter program, while still progressing through research and prototyping stages, embodies this vision by aiming to produce a fully Indian design with comprehensive control over its life cycle, from initial development to upgrades and maintenance. This approach aligns with India's broader goal of reducing dependence on foreign suppliers whose political and economic situations can change unexpectedly, impacting defense readiness. Though Russia's offer for the Su-57 includes unusually deep technology transfer, such as sharing source codes, allowing local manufacturing, and permitting Indian customization, the core intellectual property and design remain Russian. Thus, procuring the Su-57 would still require India to depend on Russia for critical engine technology, software updates, spare parts, and upgrades. This ongoing dependency is viewed cautiously within India's defense circles, especially amid the current uncertain geopolitical climate. India's strategic calculus also takes into account the diplomatic and geopolitical dimensions of major defense purchases. While Russia remains a key partner, India is simultaneously expanding relationships with multiple global powers, seeking to diversify its defense and technology partnerships. Defense procurement decisions now carry significant diplomatic weight, affecting international collaboration, technology access, and strategic alignment. Committing to a high-profile Russian platform like the Su-57 at this time could potentially complicate India's broader geopolitical strategy. From an operational perspective, India's armed forces demand that any new fighter platform be not only technologically superior but also highly reliable, maintainable, and sustainable over several decades of service. This requires assurance of steady supply chains for spares, robust maintenance infrastructure, software support, and continuous upgrade pathways responsive to evolving threats. Given the Su-57's current developmental and production status, combined with Russia's industrial challenges, India's military leadership remains uncertain about its suitability for immediate acquisition. India's indigenous aerospace ecosystem is increasingly seen as critical for long-term defense modernization and economic growth. Building domestic capabilities in fighter design, propulsion, avionics, weapons integration, and manufacturing contributes to a national innovation ecosystem, supports skilled employment, and reduces foreign import dependence. This approach aligns with broader economic policies promoting technology-intensive manufacturing and scientific research. India's position on the Su-57 reflects a comprehensive, cautious, and pragmatic evaluation of multiple factors. While Russia's offers of co-production and technology transfer are significant, the Su-57 remains an evolving platform with unresolved technical challenges. Russia's geopolitical and industrial constraints add further uncertainty regarding production, delivery, and support. India prioritizes strategic autonomy, indigenous capability development, and operational sustainability, all of which inform its current hesitation to commit to the Su-57. India continues informal evaluations and monitoring of the aircraft's progress but maintains a deliberate, long-term perspective favoring indigenous solutions and geopolitical flexibility. This approach exemplifies India's broader strategy to modernize its air combat forces in a manner that balances immediate capability needs with future sovereignty and resilience. The decision-making process surrounding the Su-57 highlights the complexity of modern defense procurement where technical performance, industrial capability, geopolitics, and national strategic goals intersect. For India, maintaining this balance is essential to securing its defense posture amid an increasingly challenging global security environment.